Hello kids, welcome to our channel. Today in this session we are going to read the second chapter of your Beehive book. The name of the chapter is The Sound of Music. Already we have done the first part of this chapter which was related to Evelyn Gilleney. Now in this part, the second part, we are going to read about Bismillah Khan. Bismillah Khan, a famous Shehnai maestro. Okay. This chapter makes an effort to understand the Indian classical musicians and the instruments. And it also tells us specially about the origin of Shehnai and the Shehnai maestro. That is Bismillah Khan. So we are going to read about his life. Shehnai replaced Pungi, which had an unpleasant sound. So Pungi, uh, which was the earlier version of Shehnai, we can say, had a very shrill and a very unpleasant type of sound. So it also became a generic name for the reeded noisemakers. So that is why Aurangzeb banned it. So some people, they thought that it would one day be revived somehow, but it did not happen for a long time. Then a barber of the family of professional musician who had access to the royal palace, who used to go to the royal palace, tried to improve the tonal quality. So one barber, he thought, the person who cuts hair, so he thought that he tried to improve the tonal quality of Pungi. So he took a natural hollow stem. What he did, he took a hollow means which is empty from inside. He took a hollow stem and then he made some holes on it, and 7 holes on that stick. So when he played it with closing and opening of the holes, now he threw air in it through his mouth, and then he opened and closed some of the holes, and this is how uh, Shehnai was Shehnai came into being. So it had a melodious sound. Now, Shehnai, as we all know, that it is considered something very auspicious. Uh, it is generally played in uh, weddings and in temples. So it is somewhat considered very auspicious. And why we are reading about Bismillah Khan? Because he was the person who brought Shehnai to the uh, stage. Earlier, it was concerned or it was related only to weddings and temples. But after the efforts of Bismillah Khan, uh, he the credit goes to Bismillah Khan that he brought it to the Indian classical stage. Okay, so Bismillah Khan, now we are going to read about Bismillah Khan. He was born on 21st of March 1916 in Dumrao in Bihar, which is there in Bihar. So, uh, though he was a Muslim by birth, but he regularly sang the Bhojpuri Chaitya at the nearby Bihariji's temple. So it was his daily routine to go there to sing songs for Bihari ji, and he belonged to a very famous family of musicians in Bihar. Okay, his father, his grandfather, and other paternal relatives were also great Shehnai player. So whatever he has learned, he has inherited all that from his family only. Uh, when he was 3 years old, and when he went to his maternal uncle, uh, who was there in Banaras. From that age, he started learning music. So he accompanied his uncle to Vishnu temple for many years, and his uncle used to play Shehnai there. So this child, Bismillah Khan, he also went with his uncle. So as a training, we can say he was learning that time. So he also started going with his uncle. He accompanied his uncle, and he started practicing at the bank of the river Ganga. He considered Ganga as a very sacred and a very holy river. So, uh, for practicing Shehnai, he used to sit at the bank of river Ganga, and there he invented many ragas, which uh, which were considered like beyond the scope of Shehnai, but he invented all these ragas at the bank of river Ganga. Now, his achievements in life. At the age of 14, he attended Allahabad Music Conference, and in the year 1938, when when All India Radio was started in Lucknow, so in the morning time, Shehnai was played on that. So he became the often heard Shehnai player. And the best thing about Bismillah Khan was he was a part of the Independence Day function. So, when on 15th of August 1947, when India got freedom from Britishers, a program was there in Red Fort, at the Red Fort. So, in the presence of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he played Shehnai. So, it was something very, very means honorable for anyone to be a part of that function. Uh, he worked in many films, two films. That is, first one is Gunjuti Shehnai, and the second one is Sanadi Appana. So he gave performance in Afghanistan also, and in not only in Afghanistan but in many other countries. And the king of Afghanistan, he was so impressed by the music he uh, uh, created, he produced, that he offered many gifts to him. Okay, so because of his music, he was given many awards by the government. So uh, he performed at prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in USA. He took part in World Exposition in Montreal. He took part in Cannes Art Festival. He took part in Osaka Trade Fair. So the list is endless. And one of his fan, uh, he named an auditorium on his name. The name of that auditorium is Tahir Mausiki Ustad Bismillah Khan. So he named an auditorium in his name only in Tehran. So, and he is the receiver of Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, and in 2001 he received the highest civilian award, that is Bharat Ratna. So many awards. And okay, now his love for Banaras and Dumrao. Now once what happened, okay, uh, a student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in the USA, and the student, he uh, he also promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there, by creating a scene of Banaras there, the temples, the river, not the river Ganga, but some water. So, but Khan Sahab, Bismillah Khan, he asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. So, later he is remembered to have said that is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning for Hindustan. I crave to go back to Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras, and whenever I am there in Mumbai or in any other part of India, I just want to go to Banaras and the holy Ganga. So he was so deeply attached with that he cannot even think of getting separated from Ganga and Banaras. And he thought only of Hindustan, Banaras, and Dumrao. For him, music was the religion and soul. So, though we have seen that he was a Muslim, but then also he played Shehnai uh, in temples from his very childhood only, and his love for Ganga also reflects the same thing, that because Ganga we consider that it is sacred for Hindus, but he was also deeply attached with the river Ganga. Okay, so he is a perfect example of rich cultural heritage, and he was a devout Muslim. Yet he played Shehnai at the Kashi Vishwanath temple every morning. So, and India lost this gem on 21st of August 2006. So, this is the chapter all about Bismillah Khan. I hope you all have understood and enjoyed the chapter. Thank you.